full face, which I think that now people are smart enough. You got ChatGPT, you know, people are a lot more informed. People are really reading what's going on. People are intuitively, they can tell when you're a cheater, you can kind of intuitively tell.
So, I've had different experiences.
Yeah, here we go.
We're talking about TV shows, and there's a really cool one that I grew up watching, which is an English show called Hustle.
Oh yeah, I remember Hustle.
Yeah,
that was a great TV program.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about a con is that you can't tell till the very end.
Right.
And I think all of us have so much to do, that the sunk cost fallacy, both in faith and in business, exists.
Yeah.
And so I think oftentimes, to put it differently, I don't think everybody has the instinct that they need.
That's granted.
And so what happens is, I think you enter things, and cults are like this, right? You kind of enter, it sounds innocent, it sounds fine. And then by the time you get out, you're kind of sucked in, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same with friendships.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's times where, you should get out of this friendship. So it's not just at a high level, it's, at various levels all the time, marriages, friendships, cults. I think the basis of that for humans is a need for connection.
Yeah. It's also to avoid becoming cynical.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm into being discerning.
Yeah.
So you use your mind, analytical mind, to see, is this spiritual tradition offering the essence, love of God, love of others. Use your discernment to find a bona fide teacher and a bona fide community. And then the strength to not be cynical, which means, when you first join a spiritual tradition, you're like, everything's roses.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, everyone's a pure devotee. Especially for me, because I wasn't born in India. So when I first came across spiritual traditions, some people are spiritual, some people are not spiritual. So these select people are, and then after some time you go, no one is spiritual, but I am. You'll see in a spiritual society, for example, that, initially when you join, it's all roses, and then, everyone's a pure devotee. Especially for me, who wasn't born in India, I had to discover, and when I did discover a spiritual group or a religious group, I was like, wow, everyone's a pure devotee. The guys in saffron, they're really pure. And then some time goes on, and then you start being cynical and saying, no, these guys are really pure, these guys are not. We need to set a differentiation here. And then time goes further, and then you start going, no one's really that pure.
Yeah.
But I'm pure. And so to avoid becoming cynical while still remaining discerning, it's a tightrope, like you said. It's like, it's not just now I'm all in. You're always going to be a little bit wary and, okay, where do I place my faith? But placing faith still, I think, should happen.
I think for a lot of people, it's the up and down of it, which is that I think people start positive, and then they have experiences, and then they say, okay, this faith didn't work for me, but this did, or that did. And that's when that's when the wrong intent, or the person with the wrong intent, would use that sort of bottom in your life to take advantage.
But another thing that just came to mind while you were speaking, though, is that it's not that I am thinking there's one way. There's an analogy that while you were speaking, came to mind. If you have water running underground, and I tell you, here's a shovel, dig there, there's water there. Right there, just dig there, there's nowhere else, just there. And you start digging, and you get bored. So you take your shovel, and you start digging over here. And you dig, and the walls are starting to get damp.
Yeah.
You can feel there's moisture in the air. We're like, I don't know, pick up your shovel and start digging over there. The idea is that I think as human beings, because of the dopamine hit culture that we live in, people are looking, I want it now.
Yeah.
Like if I want faith, give it to me now, or it's not happening. And so I think the same water lies underneath. Like between me and you, I'm pretty sure we have different ideologies on who and what God is.
Sure.
But does that mean that when we meet our maker, they're going to go, sorry, you got it wrong?
Yeah.
I think an all-loving God is going to say, you tried your best and you tried to reach the truth, and you tried to love and you tried to serve in this world. So, okay, fine, you were part of a different tradition. No problem. I still love you, my child. And so I think that this is something that we need to also understand, that we may discern, but then not to then judge others as well, like in another tradition.
Yeah.
To see them also like, okay, they found their way, and it's the same water that's underneath.
It is, and it's